Won't let them breathe, go get to him, we stand on next for this shit. Then watch it like I bust the face, but it's baguettes in this bitch. And this car look like I race, I just be flexing in it. And I can put this shit on daily, but I ain't accept that I'm rich. Still ain't accept that I'm lit, and this a curse and a gift. Before I throw this shit up, ho, you gotta show you in still. I walked in here with 50 band, cause we walked in here with people. This shit like Vegas, I got here to look like boxing premiere. Man, ain't no boxing in here, they go box you in here. AMG or GLE, I make it pop every year. I'm in the hood right now with motion, with a pack you can hear. Trap ain't dead, I'm with it now, it's only dead if you fear it. Can't let them breathe, get to them, we on they neck with this shit. We on they neck with this shit. Can't let them breathe, get to them, we on they neck with this shit. We on they neck with this shit. Too many chain like Mr. T, can't see my neck in this bitch. Move got made here to the ages so the necklace can hit. Fuck, I look like taking breaks out here on me.
We are doing something that Reggie and I have talked about for a couple weeks, a international versus USA draft or USA versus the world. This all started from me and Reggie having a conversation during work hours.
This all started from you with hate on Trae Young. That's how the entire conversation started, and then it evolved to American versus international, because we were talking about the Gilbert Arenas podcast. Shout out to the No Chill Gil podcast, where they said that the European players would beat the American players in a international versus American player.
Russ, what's good, brother?
Game. So what's good, Russ? While we get that started, I got to pull up the chat so I can see y'all. But yeah, man, how you feeling? While we do that, you want to talk about football or real quick? Because it's really not a lot to talk about.
Let's talk about, there are a few things that I would like to discuss. Mostly training camp just started. There are a few big injuries. I'm going to run down them, and then we'll just kind of shoot at them as we please here. Joe Burrow with a calf strain. They say he may be a beginning of the season time decision. Jalen Ramsey had the meniscus scope. Looks like he will be out.
He did have the meniscus scope
until December. Kadarius Toney also had some cleanup work done. I think it was on his knee. And then Jonathan Taylor started out the season on the physically unable to play list, as him and what looks like Jim Irsay.
Well, the Jonathan, what's his name? Jonathan Williams. Jonathan Taylor. I expect that for all point guards. For all running backs. They all gonna start sitting out and not having no wear and tear on the body, and the physically unable to perform list. The my knee hurt, my elbow hurt, I chipped my tooth, whatever. They're not gonna play anymore. They're not gonna take any unnecessary brunt of that.
Now,
if they don't have to.
The thing about that was he was actually hurt last year. So trust me, I know. Anybody knows? I know. So he's legitimately hurt. Oh, we can talk about Mbappe too, Surreal. He's legitimately hurt. He was hurt the majority of last season. He made it very difficult on Matt Ryan what he had to work with. But Jim Irsay did basically call out the CBA and say the agents aren't doing a good job. And considering you have one of the guys who most people believe next running back up, that's surely gonna be a situation in Indianapolis going forward.
Next running back up. There is no next run. The next running back up happens every 2 years. There is no more longevity. The Derrick Henrys, that we about to see the last of them. Bijan.
Yeah, but what
you're gonna see more Debos and Bijans than you gonna see. There's gonna be front court and back court. There's gonna be receiver. There's gonna be skill position and lineman. There's gonna be no more designation between running back, tight end, wide receiver, because the money's too different.
I do agree with that. I do think that Bijan is going to try to break the NFL. He's going to be the first guy who has truly the opportunity to break it.
I don't think so. I think they're just going to go right. He's going to go down the Deebo Samuels route. And I think they're going to have to eventually honor that, because he's going to now this is not a hot take, but it looks like it. The hype machine is going. He looks like he could be a better version of Deebo. He's bigger than Debo. He's faster than Debo. He runs between the tackles better than Debo, and he can run routes. So he looks like the next iteration of Debo Samuels or LaDainian Tomlinson, whatever. And I think you're going to have to start paying them. They're going to end up getting away from running back money, wide receiver money, well, they'll never get away from quarterback money. Running back money, wide receiver money, tight end money. It's all going to be skill position, linemen, offensive linemen, defensive skill, and then quarterback. That's the only way they're going to be able to do this.
And then just on the opposite side of the ball, you're gonna have the same issue. Linebackers about to get squeezed too.
That's what I'm saying. The linebacker and the running back are the disappearing players in the league. It's good. Corey.
And if you see Micah Parsons, you see he is slowly trying to transition from linebacker to edge rusher because that's where the money is. I think that's probably his better position, but we won't know because that's where the money is. If you have a kid who's 6 foot and he's fast, make him a wide receiver. Do not make him a running back.
Man, look, man. Tell your kid play soccer. Tell your kid play soccer, dog. But before we get that, man. So Burrow's injury looked a lot like Kevin Durant's injury to me. Like it looked like an Achilles. It sounded like an Achilles. It looked when he fell. And then they call it a calf strain, and then he's not going to be back for 2-3 months. And I think he's going to come back. I hope this doesn't happen, but that's what happened with Kevin Durant. And then he came back, and then he popped the Achilles because the strain was where the calf meets the Achilles.
So I do agree. I kind of agree. I agree that it does look very similar.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that for all parties involved, if it was an ACL, then it makes more sense for everybody to label it an ACL and just be done with. Because Cincinnati, there's no out. You're going to pay him. Just like Dallas had to pay Dak, even though his foot was headed in a different direction. You got to pay him. You can't find a guy better. That's what happened. You paid a guy and his leg was broke. And Cincinnati, the only thing you can do is delay it. If he's hurt and you wait for him to start the season, well, if he gets hurt in week 2, then expect him back next season, week 2. So if he's hurt now, it'd be better off to just, throw it in a bucket, maybe make a run after Trey Lance, and try that for a season.
Trey Lance?
Yes.
Okay, everybody that's here, do y'all believe in Trey Lance? Remember, Brock Purdy was Mr. Irrelevant. His elbow was ripped out of his arm. He is now rehabilitated and come back, and he has been inserted as number 1 on the depth chart immediately. They talked about Sam Darnold looks good, and they have said nothing about Trey Lance.
Trey Lance is quarterback number 3 for all intents and purposes. That, to me, is why I would probably try to make a run on Trey Lance, because at this point, they probably just don't want him. If he's going to be quarterback 3 and you spent that much draft capital, you need to get away from him right now. Because the longer he sits there as the third option behind Scam Darnold, you're going to look like an idiot.
I'm about to pull a Norwood. I've been told y'all to get rid of him when they traded 4 picks for him. I said that was the wrong thing to do. And when he didn't start, I said, y'all need to get off him right now. I've been saying that consistently, and they haven't done it. John Lynch, you, sir, are toting the line between getting fired and getting fired.
No. He can't get fired because the rest of the team is so damn good. The rest of the team is so good that you can take a Mr. Irrelevant and predict him and slot him in as your quarterback.
You can only do that until you get to the playoffs. And every time you get to the playoffs, you are going to lose every year until you have a good quarterback. Kev did ask a question real quick. Is Joe Burrow the best quarterback that they've ever had? The Bengals.
Is he right now? No. Will he be? Yes. He's going to be better than Boomer Esiason. He's going to be better than Carson Palmer.
That's where I was going. I was going with Boomer Esiason. Boomer got him to the Super Bowl. And if he really didn't run up against, at the time, the greatest quarterback of all time with the greatest wide receiver of all time with the greatest coach of all time, they probably would have won that Super Bowl. But they ended up, in the fourth quarter, they came back and won. So you got to give it to Boomer. And then you got to say, like you said, Carson Palmer. I don't know if Joe ain't really past Carson Palmer, big dog. Carson's cool. He was nice to watch, but results.
No, when it comes to the most, Carson Palmer They went to the playoffs every year. That team, I don't think that team was as good as this team.
The offense wasn't as good as this offense. The defense
Yeah.
was as good.
Yeah.
Their defense.
So
was
I
nasty.
mean, might have been better. But I mean, I don't think that Carson Palmer has a dog in the fight much longer, if at all. If you said that I
Yeah.
picked Burrow over Carson Palmer, I'll be like, even if I didn't today, you could very well convince me tomorrow. it's not. It's
not next
a
year.
hill,
Like if I wake up
No.
tomorrow and I see a highlight tape, I'm
I
going
can
with
wake
Burrow.
up and stretch him like, oh, Carson Palmer, fuck that guy. I'm roll with old Burrowhead. That's what it is.
Oh man. So
Kadarius Toney being out is a little bit alarming. Chiefs wide receiver group is already a little thin. Not having him does concern me. I'm going to jump down on the group because all this kind of ties in together. Once again, two guys that I don't really hear any motion about from anybody. Do the Chiefs look at Julio Jones again? I think you have to kick the tires at this point. And I think they probably regret not getting Hopkins now that KDT is hurt.
well, they play different. If you think about it, they play different roles. Julio would be the Sammy Watkins, Juju Smith-Schuster role. He would be the possession receiver. Him and Kelsey would just dominate the middle of the field, which is not a bad thing.
No.
But I think that KDT being hurt puts them in a bad situation because they didn't re-sign Mecole Hardman. At least Mecole can get you a jet sweep, a jet sweep,
Well,
a screen, or something. They could plug in. They could have Pacheco in the
Sky Moore.
backfield and put Jarrett,
Sky Moore. Yes.
and they got.
So-
So I mean, it could work. I think they do need to kick the tires on Julio because they need a possession receiver.
I agree too.
KDT was the
I
one
just-
that was going to get them to the Super Bowl, though. I'm going to tell you that.
Ye-
He was gonna
I
be the
agree with
one.
that. I do think that he probably does end up coming back before probably the first quarter of the season is over. They're gonna move Sky Moore into that position. They drafted it. I mean, that's the thing about when you trade Tyreek for all those picks, you need at least one or two of those picks to hit. I think that they can probably make it work for as long as they need to.
Define
this
hit.
is-
'Cause,
Huh?
I mean, define hit because they traded Tyreek and won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the reason when they traded Tyreek, I was not concerned. I was like, hey, the
So
one
I mean,
thing
you
that
don't have to really hit on a pick though. Like
You just-
hitting on a pick is
you
Sky
got-
Moore catching the ball at the Super Bowl. That's the hit on
you
the
gotta.
pick.
When I say you got to hit on a pick, you got to hit on a guy who fits into your scheme. Perfect example is Jared. Would like the NFL overarching people say he was a hit? Probably not. But
Shit.
for exactly
People that watch football would say he was a hit. I don't know anybody that
yes,
hasn't.
but at the same time, you need a guy who can pass protect. He does a great job. You need a guy who can catch out of the backfield. He does a great job. So yeah, if you can find guys who fit into that system like that, you nailed it. And I think that there's nobody more equipped to do that than the 49ers and the Chiefs. They know what guys they want and they know where they're located and nobody else does.
So the 49ers, Trey Lance, where does it go? You heard the Falcons kicking tires on him. I hope we don't, because that would if there has been a speckle of growth for Ritter, that would go down the toilet. If you go trade for Trey
Yeah.
Lance, that would go down the toilet.
Yeah. I would I think the Green Bay should look as an insurance policy. I don't know what's going on with
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. I don't know enough.
That might
I
be
think
good.
that
That might be good
Miami
news.
should be kicking the tires because they need an insurance policy. You know how I don't trust Mac Jones. I think that the Patriots should at least have an insurance policy.
Tampa.
Tampa, yeah. Ain't none of those guys jumping off the board for me. I'm trying to think of other places that I feel.
I'm
that
trying
you
to
would
think
be.
of. There's no really teams that are like a
Oh,
quarterback away to me.
And Cincinnati. Cincinnati surely should be looking like,
yeah,
hey,
'cause
we
if
need a guy.
Burrow's hurt. Yeah.
Yeah, we can just get a guy in there for a little bit. This will give you a chance to get some good tape if you got it.
So you looking at it as him as a backup. 100%.
Insurance policy. starter, I don't think that they're at this point in the season. If you're looking for a starter, your season is dumpster fire. If you're today identifying a starter and one of these options is not like an early rookie, then what are you doing?
So do y'all think that Lance should stay with the 49ers? Y'all let us know in the comments or where he will go. A-Rod took a pay cut, which he had to do. He had to take a pay cut because they were over the cap. And they had to get under the cap before the season started.
He didn't have to do nothing.
Yeah, he did.
His money is going to be there.
I mean, the money going to be there regardless. He had to take in order for them to win, he was going to have to take a pay cut.
But he was very nice and you know, we call him Throw Rogan and all the rest of that. He took a $35 million pay cut that he did not have to take at all. $35 million is a ton of money. A ton of money.
I think that's definitely, that was in the negotiations when they traded for him. I think they knew that they couldn't pay him.
And I think that if now I will tell you, if I'm Green Bay, I'm furious. If I knew you were going to take a $35 million cut, bro, we could have done something. We could have
went and got some more people. We could have re-signed.
We would have never had to trade you the wide receiver that's in
Devontae Adams.
Yeah, you would have never had to trade Adams if you were going to take a $35 million pay cut, fool. But I think that Aaron Rodgers, this is the reason that even though I think Aaron Rodgers is a lunatic, he kind of played it right.
Yeah.
The Packers were never going to surround him with the machine that he's surrounded with now.
Who that sound like to you? Who that sound like to you in another sport?
James Harden.
Damian Lillard.
Dame too. Yeah.
I like Damian Lillard. Except for basketball, the owners have a little bit more power when it comes to free agency than it does
he got
football.
Breeze, he got Garrett, he got Sauce, he got Quentin Williams. And you know, part of this pay cut, I believe,
Lazard.
is for you gotta look at Dalvin Cook in there as well. I think that if I was Brees, I might be a little upset. But Brees coming off an injury, and that just being the nature of that position. And I think that if you have two good running backs, especially a guy like Dalvin who can catch out of the backfield, you're gonna get enough time on the field.
So when it comes, I agree. I think the Jets should look at Dalvin, kick the tires on him because of Brees being injured. But if you look at the landscape of football and the landscape of the running back position, we always have said that college football and college sports is normally ahead of professional sports in terms of schematics, schemes, innovation, whatever. You know, always go to college football and then you get the pros. College football started out with two backs. Remember, you from the about 80s on, really, from the 80s or 90s on, you most teams would have two good backs, especially in the 2000s. I won't say 80s and 90s. The 2000s on, you had
Reggie Bush and the Lindale Whites.
Yeah, like once that really, really took off, you could say the 80s, but it was kind of an anomaly, like with SMU and all of that stuff. But once you got to the 2000s, you got in the late 90s when you had like Florida State, Miami, USC, and you had all those teams, two backs was the norm. So if I'm Breece Hall, I embrace the two-back system because they just said it's hard for us because we get overused in the first 4 years of our contract. 5 years if you're a second round pick, 5 years. Well, this cuts your usage in half, right? And Dalvin's older than you. Dalvin's what, 27? So at the end, if he signs for 4 years, 3 years, he'll be 30. Now 30 is another thing, but 25, you still have that time to get to your second contract, blow it out the water again, and possibly get a veteran deal for a third contract. If I'm Breece Hall, I embrace the two-back system.
You're right. He's good. You're right.
That's
right.
what I would do.
And you're gonna have very good competition out of those two guys. And Dalvin, I would assume he understands that there's a best case scenario. He has a breakout season, and he moves on somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't afford to pay him, but you got a 1 year rental that was phenomenal, or he's so good that you have to look at trading Brees.
Nah, you
And
wouldn't
then, yeah, you got to move Brees somewhere else.
can't move the rookie. Wasn't he on his way to be the offensive rookie of the year if he didn't get hurt?
Yeah, absolutely.
And he's paired. They have like one of the best draft classes in the recent years with Sauce,
Oh man,
Garrett,
they
and
went
Brees.
crazy. They went crazy.
Hell no.
They went.
I mean, I get
crazy.
it, because you could pay Dalvin less and you'd have to pay Brees, but it's hard to trade the offensive rookie of the year.
You're right. I mean, but that's a good problem to have. And what did I tell you? Like we was doing PJ Tucker. I mean, not PJ Tucker, but Marcus Smart. When people have got to the point, trade them. Get your value.
Finally, Miami, Jalen Ramsey, meniscus tear. You talked about that. I
bad.
actually had a thought about Miami because I don't know who their starting running backs are. I know it's Mostert.
Yeah.
And somebody else. I think they traded one dude.
Yeah. Dolphins. You know, they're I put them in the same category as the 49ers when it comes to picking players. McDaniels knows what guys he wants. Mostert, Wilson. It's Mostert, Wilson, and two guys who I have no clue about.
Why not sign Zeke? That's what I'm getting to. Why not sign Zeke as your short yardage back? The days of Ezekiel Elliott being a bell cow is out the door. But the Dolphins have had an issue of being at the goal line and actually short yardage. Why Zeke? One thing Zeke has always been able to do since Ohio State is fall forward. He rarely gets knocked backwards unless you put him at center. Stupid ass Cowboys. But Zeke.
Shout out to the Cowboys.
Zeke on them. I mean, because they from the 20 to the 20, they're gonna be scary to stop.
Yeah, and I mean the other part is, I mean, how many fullbacks do they carry? Like he I don't care what position you play him at. Yeah, Alec Ingold, I think that you could probably go, bro. You had 2022, you had 6 carries for 8 yards. Hey, man. Yeah, if anything, you can go to the backup fullback. You can take all the blocking. They only carry 2 fullbacks. I cut this other dude in a heartbeat. He ain't ran the ball since 2020. Hell no, bro. You can get on. One of these guys can be Zeke. I will tell you that much.
I would look at Zeke first, and then I would look at
let me tell you. Miami, you better call damn 49ers. You got Tua, highly likely to be injured. Mike White, no. Skylar Thompson, no. James Blackman, no. Yeah, you should go ahead and reach out and see if y'all can get Trey Lance as an insurance policy, because I feel like Michael McDaniel, even if Tua wasn't in there, he could probably coach Trey Lance up well enough, and you might be able to actually get him on a deal because they're family, the 49ers and the Dolphins. So you might be able to get him on some consignment. Hey, I'll take this guy off your hands so you don't have a weird quarterback room. And in exchange, I need a backup quarterback for my Lamborghini here who might be hurt.
Yeah, man. But that's really our football deep dive, ladies and gentlemen, unless we missed anything. So let's get to this draft. International basketball players versus NBA basketball players. This is a Norwood special. He decided on this. 15 players. And then we will post the rosters. And you guys pick who wins in a game with 15 players, international versus USA NBA basketball players. NBA rules.
Sure.
No injuries. This is no injury concern. You can't say they hurt or whatever. Right?
Correct.
Okay.
Kind
of already know we already know like the first 8 players on each team.
I was gonna say we need to coin flip to see who to pick, but we don't really. Yeah. I'll let you go first. You got
it. This yours. You go first.
Okay, I'm taking Giannis Antetokounmpo as my point guard.
You can't. No, it's 5-on-5. Well, 15-on-15.
Yeah.
Giannis. Okay. Uh,
You think I was gonna do that now?
no, I ain't care. I'm gonna take right now since you can't really take any of my players. I'm gonna start with Kawhi.
Okay, as my shooting guard, I will be taking Luka Doncic.
Oh, that's fine.
I will draft the right guy, unlike the Atlanta Hawks.
They did draft him. You didn't think that, did you?
Reggie almost tore this damn screen up.
They did draft him.
I had to really do some self-control there. Come on.
Of course, you take LeBron.
I am next at the 3, going to take Pascal Siakam.
Jason Tatum.
At the 4, I will be taking Nikola Jokic.
Oh, that's fine. I'm gonna take Steph Curry. I gotta remember the 15 players that I've taken.
Oh yeah, you need to. I got a list over here. And finally, at the 5, I will be taking Joel Embiid. So for y'all keeping track at home, my point guard is Giannis. My 2 guard is Luka. My 3 is Pascal Siakam. My 4 is NBA champion MVP Joker. And then my 5 is NBA MVP Joel Embiid.
Oh, I'm just filling out the roster. I don't know who's starting or not. I'm just picking players. Who did I say? Steph, LeBron, Steph, LeBron, Kawhi, Durant. I didn't draft Durant. Kevin Durant. 1, 2, 3, 4. Who's the 5th person I said? Who's the first person I said? Kawhi. Kawhi, LeBron, Steph, Kawhi, LeBron, Steph, Durant, and at the 5, that's where it gets tricky for the American team.
Not me. We got them boys back there now.
Yeah, I'll go AD at the 5. I'll go AD at the 5.
And B gonna tear him up, boy. Next.
Not in 2K, bro.
At point guard, the sensation from down under, the Mr. Mercurial himself, Kyrie Irving.
We didn't agree to that. We didn't discuss it.
Nah,
You said started.
Hey, MVP. I mean, NBA.com has him as an Australian basketball player. We're gonna use that. I'll be taking Kyrie Irving.
Australia. I said. Oh, that's who my 5th person was.
Jeremy
Jason
Lin?
Tatum. No, Jason Tatum. See, I need another point guard, don't I? Or another shooting guard. I said Steph Curry. I don't know who I want.
May I interest you in Patrick Beverly?
No. I like Dame, but I also like De'Aaron Fox. We'll come back to that. Small forwards. I need defense. I do need defense. Power forwards. I already picked Anthony Davis. Them centers look ugly. We're gonna go back to power forwards. Give me. Do I want Jimmy or Anthony Edwards? Or, matter of fact, just to piss you off, let me get James Harden.
That ain't gonna piss me off because my pick is better. Give me Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at the 2.
Give me. Give me Jaylen Brown. No, never mind. Give me Anthony Edwards. Let me get Anthony Edwards. That'll be the 2nd pick. Anthony Edwards.
Let me get Lauri Markkanen at the 3.
Let me get Jaren Jackson Jr.
Off the pick. At the 4, give me Kristaps Porzingis.
Give me Bam.
20 and 10 himself.
Give me Bam.
And then at the 5, give me Rudy Gobert. Oh, yeah, I got mine ready. Rudy Gobert at the
Bam.
5. So my second 5 for you guys at home, Kyrie Irving running the point, SGA running the 2, Lauri Markkanen at the 3, Kristaps Porzingis at the 4, and Rudy taking care of everything in the paint.
Anthony
Stifle
Edwards.
Tower himself.
Oh, James Harden. James Harden, Bam, Anthony Edwards, Jaren Jackson Jr. I got to pick one more person, right? I didn't pick my 5th. Right?
I think so.
Yeah. So I got centers. I got power forward. I didn't like the way he played. We already got Tatum. Oh, who did I pick? Oh, I picked James Harden as the other guard. Give me... Do I want Jaylen Brown on this part? No. I like Mikal Bridges, but I'm going to take Jimmy Butler.
So I'm on, this is pick 11 for me.
Yeah. I got 10 and 10. I mean, 5 and 5.
Yep.
So that's 10. Now, how how the starting lineup is, I don't know. But
next up, give me at my 3rd point guard, Josh Giddey.
At my 3rd point guard, give me De'Aaron. Wait, steals. Let me see. 198, 1 point. Give me Tyrese.
I forgot to say this in Vegas.
Give me Tyrese Halliburton.
It's a solid pickup. At my 2, I would like OG Anunoby.
Yeah. At my 2, I'm gonna take. Well, I mean, my player, I guess. I'm going to take Jaylen Brown.
You already took Jaylen Brown.
Oh,
Or maybe you didn't.
No, you're right. I did. Did I take Jaylen Brown? Okay, well, that's fine. At my 2, give me Dame Lillard.
3, give me Andrew Wiggins.
Give me... No, I didn't take Jaylen Brown. I took Jimmy Butler. See? Jaylen Brown was my pick last time. 3. I said LeBron. Ooh, I forgot about him. I could always go Michael Porter Jr., but I'm not. I'm going to go... I'll take Jaylen Brown at the 3. Not even at the 3, just another player.
Okay, at my last 5, I'm taking...
Oh, you still got 2 more picks, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm taking Ayton.
DeAndre Ayton?
Yep.
I forgot about him, too.
Shout out to the Bahamas.
I don't think that does anything. I don't think that swings the pendulum at all, personally. Give me... Damn, Julius Randle. I wish you were better.
The Knicks do too.
I got 2 more picks. Give me Mikal Bridges.
I'm gonna do this, but I'm a gracious competitor. I'm gonna throw a shot here. If you don't approve it, I'm cool with it. I would like to grab Domantas Sabonis if available.
Hell no. You can't have Kyrie, who was born in Australia but moved in the same year, and then take Domantas, who was born in Portland.
Are you taking Sabonis? If you're not taking Sabonis, then I want Sabonis. I'm gracious enough to give him to you if you want it. But if you don't want him, then he's mine.
Then you have to give up Kyrie.
No.
Yeah.
No.
That's the rules. That was the rules.
Wait, do you want Sabonis? If you want him, you can have him.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I want him. You can't have him because he is born here. You said Kyrie was born in Australia, even though he moved here 3 months after he was born to Jersey. So either you could have DeMontis and you give up Kyrie, or you could keep Kyrie and give up DeMontis. Which one is it?
I'll take Alfred Sengun. I'm fine.
So you don't want DeMontis. Okay. And then at the 5, I don't really need a 5. I just need another player. I already got Bam. I got Jimmy. I got Jaren Jackson Jr. And I got Anthony Davis. I think I picked too many people. 1, 2,
They
3,
15
4, 5,
slots,
6,
big
7,
dog.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Yeah. I picked too many people.
So you don't even need
So I have AD.
Sabonis.
So I have because I already picked AD. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah. 15.
All right. So run your team one more time. All 15.
All 15? All right.
Correct.
Steph, James Harden, Tyrese Halliburton, LeBron James, Anthony Edwards. Do I have Jalen twice?
The team cooked.
It is not. Okay. Steph, LeBron James, Durant, Kawhi, Jason Tatum, James Harden, Bam, Anthony Edwards, Jaren Jackson Jr. Who's the JB I picked here? There's Jaylen Brown. What's the other JB? There's 2 JBs.
James Brown?
Jaylen Brown and it's not him.
Godfather of Soul.
Jimmy Butler. Oh, I didn't pick a second person. I am missing a player.
Told you that. That's the reason I gave you the opportunity to take.
You're right. Ja Morant.
Oh, how did you let him? How did you?
Because he's been suspended. I forgot all about Ja Morant. Ja Morant.
How the hell did you not pick Ja?
Ja Morant.
Wait. I got some questions about your list here now. I don't see no Trae Young on this list.
Yeah.
I don't see no Donovan Mitchell on this list.
I was debating Donovan or Jaylen Brown or Jimmy Butler, but I need more defense. I got the scoring.
I don't like that.
I was debating, but I mean, it's either Halliburton has more steals than Trae. That's the only thing. But if you want to, I could put Trae Young on the 3rd and drop Halliburton. Don't matter to me. That's 26 and 10. We could take that.
Oh well, I definitely think that Halliburton is better than Trae. You know that.
I picked it because of defense, but I mean I don't remember your first 5 are pretty good. Your last 5 I don't think really stand up to your bench. Doesn't stand up to my bench.
Wait. So once again, my 15 here: Giannis at the 1, Luka at the 2, Siakam at the 3, Joker at the 4, and Embiid at the 5. Off the bench, Kyrie Irving, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Lauri Markkanen, Kristaps Porzingis, Rudy Gobert. I have balance of offense and defense on every lineup. Final one: Josh Giddey, OG Anunoby, Andrew Wiggins, Alperen Sengun, and DeAndre Ayton.
I don't have it separated by, like I said, I don't have it separated by position. I just picked the top players who I thought. So I can do that, put it by position when we post, but I can just read off my 15 again.
But with that said,
so we will have a post, and we want y'all to let us know Who would win?
You think wins?
International players versus American players. Who wins that game? Yeah, I really could have won Paul George. I forgot all about him.
What? You expect him to play?
You said injuries don't matter. You said injuries. I wouldn't have picked Kawhi if injuries didn't matter.
But what I mean, that was just me being facetious.
So
that's me being.
I wouldn't. I would have been. Now, if you would have said injuries mattered, then both of these teams would be different.
Yeah. Nah, my team would be the same.
Embiid would not. Embiid would miss games.
I'm still picking him. I have to. I mean, I think that it goes without saying you have to pick him. Whether
I wouldn't pick Kawhi. I wouldn't pick. I would pick Kawhi, but I don't know if I'd pick him first. But if he's healthy, he's probably the best two-way player in the league. So, we'll post these. I'll type in my picks into the thing, and you can pick who it is, and we'll go from there.
Yes, this will go up here. My list is ready. Reggie will have his posted here pretty soon. This will go up. We are looking for you guys' opinion on this. Also, you can pick a side.
Oh shit! What is JH?
You can pick a side, and if I feel hopefully you're brave enough to go international. But if you think that you have a team that's better than, I mean, you're just picking from fewer guys. But with that said, yeah, if you think you got a team that's better than either one of our teams, post it. Tag us and we'll repost it. Mbappe. We can talk about that here. Man,
$1 billion, Mbappe, you tripping. You are tripping out of it.
Have a baby by me, baby. Be a billionaire.
You crazy. I'm out of there. They talking about, the Sully this, Sully that. Man, y'all know what's about to happen. Did you not learn from Tiger Woods? Tiger offered Tiger $1 billion, and he said no, and they just said, okay, we're going to buy the PGA. And they joined the PGA. Do you not think that that's what's about to happen in regular soccer?
And let's be real here. You African American, bro. You can't sell it nothing. They only love you for right now. So take that into consideration. You could be gone tomorrow at any point, my boy. Make that money today. Make that money today.
Got to.
And if
got to.
If anybody offers me $776 million to leave my job, consider it left. Consider it left.
776 to leave, like me today, like me.
Consider me left and consider me right, making right decisions, getting right the hell away from y'all.
Let me tell
all
you
of
something.
that. Yeah.
Let me tell you something. For $776,000, I'll consider. I would consider.
I'ma holler at y'all.
I would consider. So, oh yeah. Now that I actually put these 5 on 5, yeah, you in trouble. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the end of. Well, did we actually talk about it? Would you? So, I mean, I don't know why you have taken the stance on anything going over to Northern Africa, aka the Middle East, about taking money. You have taken that stance as you're not gonna do it.
Now, I ain't gonna lie, it is a little scary because, and it should be very scary to be honest. The people who you are dealing with over there, whether you believe it or not, there is some rumors about some of the things that they have done in the past. I could understand how you might not want to make money with those guys because it might be a health risk.
There's rumors about us too now.
And the rumors is true, but I want to make that clear. You don't need to get it. All the money over here ain't great either, but I could understand both sides on that.
Yeah, I don't know if I would say. What's up, Said in Vegas? I just saw that, man. That boy is in Vegas. That boy said Mbappe ain't American. That is true, Kev. So I mean, there ain't nothing over here. So you're right. That's a good point.
Wherever he from, they don't love him there either. Let's know that much.
Yeah, they do. In France. Yeah.
Yeah.
He is the
Well,
well, I ain't gonna say that, but Yeah.
But they closet racist over there too. Don't fool yourself into believing that they're gonna treat you any differently. But get the money.
At the end of the day, you could have got the money. And that's like that's like going to boarding school for me. I wouldn't do nothing. I go play soccer, I practice, I stretch, I bring my trainer. I whatever events that they want me to be, and I would go home. I wouldn't do nothing for a year, and no, I'm not coming back.
What happens if you're not playing good and they start looking at you crazy?
What you mean?
You ain't think about that.
No, I'm playing well. He is better than everybody in that league put together. They could put all the talent in whatever league he was about to go play for and put him into one person, and he's better than them. So ain't no not playing better. I mean, he's gonna score. He's gonna score. He's not a defender. You got 11 people to play defense or 10 people to play defense and him. That's it. And I just score. I break all the records. And then I take my $1 billion. I go back to France. I buy the capital. Or I go to an island and I buy an island and you wouldn't be able to do nothing. I'd be like Uncle Luke with $1 billion.
That boy missed not no word. I said I was tricked, Dad. I was tricked, Dad. He came back and said, "Nah, Uncle Luke. I'll be out in Miami too."
Oh man. But ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of. Unless you got anything else, we come to the end of Saturday Morning Live. We got to do this football preview episode. So I got an idea for you. I'm gonna put you on the spot. What do you think about Saturday Morning Live heading up to the football season? We preview like a conference and a division, college and football every Saturday Morning Live until the.
I'm cool with
season.
that.
That's like 4 or 5 weeks of just preview, and then the final episode right before we we pick our final four for who's gonna win the college football the playoffs. We do the playoffs for pro and college.
I'm cool with that.
All right, so ladies and gentlemen, all month of August, Saturday Morning Live is our football preview. Can't wait to see y'all. Y'all pick y'all teams. We know, hey man, ain't no wishy-washy, ain't no flip-flopping. You know, some of y'all were born in cities with no teams, and now y'all, you pick teams. We don't stick with one.
No. We've discussed this before, but I want to reiterate it to you guys still rocking with us today. I'm going to put out the template so y'all can do just like we did. Splashcast So I Know Football. That's going to be the name of it. Because every year, everybody, they look at our picks and they be like, oh, this pick wasn't good. This pick wasn't. No, you can volunteer. You can sign up. I want to see if y'all know it too and post it. Post it and tag us. I'll put the templates out here in the next probably week or so, and I'll post them a few times between now and the beginning of the season so you can join in and we can see who really knows the game.
Yeah, man, it'll be fun. Y'all let us know if y'all want to do fantasy football. We would love to set that up and actually do it this year. So hopefully we'll see y'all then. With that being said, we're out of here, man.
Peace.